Yeah. This is my take on the vacuum freestyle. I have elevated to a new state of mind. I've been trying to sort through the pain in my mind's eye, and I'll admit it sometimes.
So JP and Obi, welcome to the Pantheon.
Thank you.
Glad to be here.
Yeah.
Indeed.
So right now we're pretty much just talking, hanging out, who you are as artists, as people, and how you're surviving the grind that is
Oof.
creativity. So I think a fitting question to start with would be, who the F is Jailphone?
That's a good question.
Followed by who the F is Obi.
Indeed.
That's valid.
Just listening to that song
Oh yeah.
before you came in.
I freaking that song is everything to me. I wrote it maybe like a year or so now, but to answer your question, I want to say without being like super egotistical, who the fuck is Jailphone? Who is Jailphone? Could be a god of like my own creation and my own path for real. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll go with that.
Yeah, I can see kind of where you're going with that, just given like I always think within like creativity and just when you look at like the Greeks and of course I'm tripping on myself. With you have like the Greeks with like the different pantheons and that element of like the divine being of the genius kind of giving people their inspiration.
Yeah,
Or
sure.
within like the Judeo Christianity of you have like this husk and then it's kind of like poof, there's life
Yeah,
and therefore well, either way there's like that element of like that demigod and
yeah, no, for sure,
creating something that doesn't exist.
for sure. It's
Yeah.
like divine downloads, if you will. Yeah, you can say that.
Divine downloads. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
How about you?
I don't know, man. It's really me, you know. OB is for my name, which is Owen Benjamin. So it's just like my name. I don't know. I feel like I've just been rapping my whole life. That's really all it has been. So it's just like intertwined with who I am, which is kind of why like my name is also my name. Like that sounded so fake deep, but like that's really how it is. Like that's just what it is. Yeah.
Been like, who is that? Now I might fetch up a grand when I speak. Put my hand on the key till I catch with the beat. I got a dream of some people to meet. If you never was seen, no step up to me. Mama, she need a new whip, double C's, get a seat, double G, and we low with the rest. Running these tracks like a meat, I might get her a Jeep and show up with no text, and I put a bow right on the hood like I got her.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do a little bit of like audio engineering now. Like when I was younger, I would like grow up freestyling and shit, and then I'd like rap more, like write songs in like middle school, high school. And then now I just like try and like mix and master my own vocals and stuff and really try and like have more like creative control. That's like where I'm at right now. My like artistic shit is just like mixing, mastering, making music at my house. That's me.
How I was also kind of thinking like how are you guys doing that blend between like your personal life and the musician? 'Cause I'm just thinking of like say for like Ariana Grande where she's very much I got my ponytail when I'm working, when I'm at
Oh, yeah.
home my hair's down,
Yeah.
and just that for some people that visual separation, or thinking of like Kendrick where he has his very strict calendar like, but yeah, how or is artist you and going to target you the same person?
Um, yes and no. I mean, I don't walk into Starbucks and be like, "Yo, put JP on the cup." Like, I don't do that. But like, I definitely carry the same creative energy with me wherever I go. Like, I like print off stickers with like my QR code for my music on it, and I'll just be like, "That's a really cool spot," like that type of thing. Um, I like was in the Ivy Arts building not too long ago. Like, that's not Northeast. Minneapolis area, not too far from here actually. Um, I like walked into a little art gallery and they had just like random coloring crayons. And I was like, you know what? This is for little kids, but I'm gonna color stuff. So kind of like JP and then like actual me, like target me as you would say. I would say balance, like just trying to balance out work and then music. Giving yourself time to create because I feel like if you spend all the time like worrying about what you're going to do next, you never have time to just exist and like be and give yourself creation, that type of thing.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Yeah.
Quick, you have thoughts?
So the relationship between like your artistic self and your personal self, you see those as two distinguished parts of you?
Sometimes.
Okay.
It's very, very interesting. I would say like two sides of the same coin,
Mhm.
that type of a thing. Like not like two completely different people, but just different ways of expression.
Sure.
JP is more like external and like I'm gonna say external, just not to overdo it. And then like actual me or just target me, I like that phrase. Is more of just like not to maybe like antisocial maybe. I don't know. I like to be to myself.
Okay,
That
sure.
type of thing, yeah. Yeah.
How does that influence your artistic style or how you like express yourself creatively?
I have been told at shows that I look cryptic or like scary. Because
Oh, yeah, with rolling in with the mace.
yeah, I was told it was a cosplay thing, so I'm like, okay, I'm a dark elf lord. Like this is what I am now. So yes, I pulled up with the mace, yes, and like a long rabbit's tail with me. Yeah, it was cool. I don't know if that's a rabbit's tail, whatever. But yeah, it was pretty cool. At that show, actually, someone was like, "You look kind of creepy." And I'm like, "Well, I don't know. I guess I would say that comes from like my antisocial side of me. I like to look creepy to like deter away any people who are just judgmental or just not opening. I don't know. I like to think of it that way. Yeah.
Okay. So that was part of like your artist like get up
Yeah.
at a show that you performed at?
Yeah.
Okay,
For
I
sure.
gotcha.
For sure. It also makes a statement like who is this person? All these chains and this mace here. What is this? I had like a metal like elf ear with me too from the Renaissance. So I pulled up with that as well. I took it off because it hurt, but not the point. Yeah, it was pretty cool. I like to be non-human, if that makes sense. Just to be interesting. Like I'll put in like colored contacts. Like one eye will be a different color than the other.
Mhm.
Like David Bowie style. Like that type of thing. Just to be outside of the box, out of the norm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes life interesting.
No, you're
For
right.
sure.
I don't know. I guess like with artists, I feel like with everyone I've like talked to who's like really like into being like artistic in some sense, it's just like really intertwined with who they are. So it's like talking about like expression. It really is kind of like two sides of the same coin because it's like just different parts of my personality that get like accentuated when I'm performing. Because like when you're like singing a song, like you're performing it just in a booth. You know what I mean? So it's like the performance is really like key to how you deliver yourself. Outside of just like a song. But when I'm in real, what's crazy is we both worked at the same Target. So like,
Whoa.
yeah,
Yeah, right?
we both
Right.
worked at the same Target. Yeah. So I mean, like, Target me is just me, and that's probably why I got fired. Yeah.
So like it's like too much. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, so like your artistic self and your
Yeah.
target self were the same person.
I
you're
mean,
saying?
kind of, yeah, kind of. I mean, like when I'm like talking like to people, like at Target, like it's different. Like now I work at a restaurant, so I'm much more like, "Hi, how are you? Like, what can I get for
The
you?"
customer
Which is
service
really
voice.
like, yeah, it's just glorified acting is really all that is. So
Right.
like, like it's different than like just me going to Target though, like because there's like this element of like service that needs to be provided or whatever. But like when you're at Target, you're just at Target. I've been there, done that. Like all you have to do is wear a red shirt. Like for real, they're not even like that strict. You just wear denim and like a red shirt, and like you're good. Like you're an employee as far as anyone's concerned. You could be off the clock, doesn't matter.
Thanks.
As
Put
long
the
as you got a
walkie
red
on
shirt
your
on. Yeah, if
The
you walk in there
walkie,
with the
there you go.
walkie and like a red shirt.
hip.
Yeah.
Good to go.
Yeah, it's good to go. Yeah. It's not like I have to try very hard when I'm at Target.
Yeah. Occasionally, when I go for my shift, I'll like stock stuff in the back, and I'm just like freestyling as I'm doing
All
it.
the time.
Like,
All the
yeah.
time. Yeah. I would be in the
Yeah.
dairy cooler going in because the door is like insulated and like so couldn't do it in the freezer. That would make me hurt. But like in the dairy cooler I could like rap and shit. Yeah. Same me, just different side,
I think that's an interesting thing, like for artists, because like depending on various contexts or situations you're in, right? Like if you work at Target, you're supposed to have a certain front of like professionalism. You're supposed to act a certain way, or not do this or do things that maybe you normally wouldn't do. Where, as artists, do you feel most like your like authentic self?
Hmm. That's a good question. Ooh.
For me, it's like when I'm just like listening to music and like rapping, usually by myself. I'm actually somebody who like, for me personally, I'm in like a weird situation because it's like I really feed off of other people's energy, but I'm not around other people a lot, and I'm like picky about like who I'm around. So like usually I'll just like vibe out by myself, and I'll like start rapping over the Spotify song, which like gets in front of me actually listening to the song. But like, yeah, that's kind of when I'm most like myself. Cause like when I'm rapping in my room or in my car or whatever, it's like nobody's watching. You know, it's like it's really just you and your perception of yourself. Like if no one's watching, then it just feels way easier to be myself. You know, versus like if I'm at Target and someone puts me on the spot to freestyle, I mean, I'd be like, but if I'm in my room, it's like,
Yeah,
so
that's valid.
yeah, in my that's me in my element. It's just me by myself and my music. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I want to piggyback off that for sure. Especially when like with the homies, you link up with all the bros and you just like freestyle and just let everything out. I feel like that's an authentic thing.
Mhm.
Oddly enough, when I'm at shows, sometimes I get in my own way. Like what's the word I'm looking for? No, I'll just get in my own way and just be in my head too much of like who I should be or who people want to see, and that is a humbling thing for sure. Like the more I perform, the more I'm like, I'm just gonna show up as weird as I possibly can and just like fill the space with just like mystery. Like yeah, it works, I suppose.
Yeah. Yeah. So with that, I'm just curious. There's within this music or with any art, there's always that kind of debate between like the business side and then like the be creative, paired with just the branding element where thinking of just how many TV shows get canceled because it's like, oh, we need to sell toys to boys this age to this age or girls this age to this age. And you kind of see within audiences wanting a lot more of just give me good content versus a lot of the gates and structures still being very much like um, ascribing to different roles, whether that be within a sound, within race, within gender, within all these different things.
Mhm.
How have you guys seen that kind of dichotomy as you're going through both, and even I think of you on both the artist and the production world?
Yeah.
It's two different things. Like you quite literally are listening to music differently. Like you're listening for like, is there too much high end? Is there too much low end? Da 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 da. Like that's just different. That's just a different way of listening to music. But I don't know, man. Two different things. I think it's easier to be your own business now that it ever has been. You know, like if you want to sign to a label, I feel like they're like banks, and it's like they give you this milli up front, but then you got to make that money back, and then at that point, they're gonna hit you with like 10 milli, and then you got to make that back. So it's like if you really like play, it's a game you have to play, and if you don't want to play that game, I think now is the best time ever to not play that game. Where like being an artist and your own business can really be like one thing. Like there's still definitely I feel kind of hypocritical because I'm tripped up about it all the time. Like with putting myself on like social media and stuff. Like it's so like out of the ordinary for me to put myself on social media that it does kind of feel like the business side of it. Like oh this is what's actually gonna get you there. But like um, even that is just like the social media like clips or whatever you do, like little music video, whatever kind of content you're making. It should be like fun and reflective of your stuff. So
Mhm.
easier said than done, but it's best not to get too caught up in that. If you're really talking about like being your own business, that's the way you go. You make your own stuff. You're your own like supply chain. Yeah, not even overthinking it. I just make my own music and I like record it myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No need to overthink it.
The marketing side is very challenging for me.
Me
personally
too,
speaking.
for sure,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, it's I don't know where to laser focus on. I'm thinking of Instagram when I say this. Instagram is very like algorithm based. Everyone's like, oh, fuck the algorithm, da, da, da. Like I'm gonna do what I want, like that type of thing. And my Instagram is too. I've been told it's too broad. Like I have too many topics on my Instagram. So I have like I sell art off there. I do pole dancing off there. I'm into cars, so like I post my cars on there and like my music in there as well. So it's all like a hodgepodge of stuff, and Instagram doesn't know what audience to put me at. Um, So it does its job with the advertising side of things. Like I find people, I found you guys off there, or you found me, same thing. But yeah, like marketing with that, I would just say consistency is key. I personally value quality over quantity because I know some artists will just put out as much as they can, but it's like if it's all mid, I'm not gonna come back for mid type of a thing. Not too long ago, like probably a year ago now, I went out to California, Vallejo, and which is like San Francisco-ish area, and I met with this artist named La Russell. He had like a backyard show. Really amazing experience, amazing guy. He shared with me that like consistency and not getting tripped up over the numbers is what is going to get you farther. Because a lot of people would be like, oh, I only have like 12 views. Like it's been like this for like a couple months, like whatever. Same thing with like YouTube. YouTube channels take like 5 years to take off. Like if anyone out there knows Berleezy, yes,
I love
yes,
Berleezy.
he's my favorite, and he's like 6-7 years into it now, and now he's getting like what he's right. I love that guy, and I've watched him ever since like when he first played Outlast. Like, who knows that guy? It's like it took him a while to get traction too, so it's just consistency. Like if you're mining for diamonds or something, like I don't know, Minecraft or some shit, like you keep mining and you're like, oh fuck it, there's no diamonds here. There could be diamonds 2 blocks away. You just stopped.
Yeah, and some about Berleezy, like I was watching him too. Like I remember I got put onto like this Scooby Doo like roast basically.
Oh,
He
yeah,
just roasted the intro. And I thought it was the funniest thing ever. So I was like showing my friends, and they all thought it was funny too. So we were like riding with Berleezy when I was like 13 or whatever. And then like Berleezy, I was always like, bro, why is he not uploading so much? And I think that Berleezy, like me and Jailphone, have just like hit a stage where like he didn't know what he wanted to be. I remember there would be YouTube videos that he would come out with where he's like, I don't always want to be the guy yelling at cartoons. But like it's funny as hell. Like it's funny as hell. It's entertaining. And like now I think he's finally started to like bridge a gap where like he's able to be himself and do things he wants to do. But it takes like, you know, he was on that gaming channel for a long time. I remember when the gaming channel had like no clout, and I wasn't really watching him play games because I wanted more like Scooby Doo type videos or whatever. But like, you know, it's all part of like the grand, like the big plan of just like becoming yourself. You know, like not having like this like business and artistry though is a real thing, even for content creation, even for YouTube. Like it's really a thing. Like how you want to present yourself versus like how you are in real life. It's like it can be two different things, but it doesn't have to be. You know what I mean? There's definitely like authentic people outside of like there's some Hollywood people, you know, that exist out there.
Yeah.
I like that term, bridging the gap for real. Like being, I don't want to say something confusing. No, but like
Be confusing.
be confusing.
Be confusing,
Yes.
yes.
Like a confusing poem that
Yeah.
everyone's like, wait, let me rewind. Wait. No, but like I strongly believe if you are your authentic, most confusing, most interesting person of yourself, like that marketing alone, you don't even have to try as hard. Because nowadays there's so many things of everything. People want the most unique thing, the most interesting thing, the thing that grasps their attention for the longest, that type of thing. So even if you're like 10 other people, you're still just you type of a thing. A lot of people will try their absolute hardest to like be portrayed as someone that they're really not, and then you meet them in person and you're like, okay, like that's not what I wanted. Then you instantly lose interest. So if you can be like putting your creative energy into your business, which is easier said than done, I think that would take off.
Yeah. I'm curious, as you're kind of thinking within just that identity piece, how thinking back to something you said at the beginning, how are you framing that like JP the divine and JP who I'm assuming has like a human body and needs to like eat and sleep and limitations?
No, for sure. I'm definitely I believe everyone is their own god, as not as like the angelic, like super glorified version of it, but just a god as like choosing your own fate for real, like cause and effect type of thing. Like if you're an asshole, you can meet more assholes type thing. I don't like them to be divided because that just like creates splits within myself. Like I'm want to be one whole thing. But it's easier to distinguish, I don't know, like events with different personalities. Kind of like if you like hang out with one type of friend, you're like, oh, I'm gonna be more giggly with this type of friend because that's what they bring out of me, type of a thing. Or if you're with your quiet friend and you guys just love watching movies, that's what's gonna come out, type of a thing.
Mhm.
So I kind of just like play my cards, like to which it is. I do need to eat. That is a thing that does happen. I do have to do that, unfortunately. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah.
Not photosynthesizing.
Yeah, that would be cool.
That would be so
See?
convenient.
Exactly.
That'd be the
If you
future.
could like sleep for like 5 minutes and then just be rested forever, ideal. That'd be really great.
It's like the greatest superpower.
Exactly.
Crazy.
That'd be so great.
Everybody's like, I want to be invisible. I want to fly. Nah, bro, I don't want to feel tired.
Right?
For
You just
real.
keep going.
I want to feel energized.
All the time.
Forever.
Man, no, for real though.
How would you spend your extra 8 hours if you didn't have to sleep?
Oof. Just more creation for real. Like if I could like get off of work after a full day and then just like crank out more creation and not just be like mentally pooped, that would be awesome. Because it goes back to that like balancing work you and like society you versus like creative you is like whoa. It's like if I spent all my time externally doing things for companies just to get money and blah 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 blah, it's like I don't even have time to be me and like create for real. Yeah, so I like try to merge them as much as possible. It's weird though.
Yeah. So this is the next one I'm thinking of, which is influences. What created you as an artist? And this can be a like, who did you listen to when you were younger? It could be like video games and TV shows. Some guy you got into a fight with at Chipotle, however.
The Chipotle. Okay. That's for real though. Some people need that. A lot of things, everything and nothing at the same time. I mean, it was already like within me. It just needed to like be sparked. Like I used to like freestyle with the homies. Like, you know, like go to a party or something, and you're just like in a group of people, and you just start freestyling, like, and people would be like, "Yo, you're like actually pretty good," and I'm like, "Whatever." I mean, no, I'm not. I'm fine. You know, just pass it on. But like seeing, I think a big thing for me was like seeing artists come and go from like 2018, like all that year with like a whole bunch of artists just died like back to back to back. It still happens, but it's just like broke my little heart. I was like, you know what? I want to do what they did for me for other people. Like people listen to like Mac and X and Juice and like list goes on forever and ever, and they like have like a new lens on life and everything, and it just keeps them flowing. And I want to bring that to the table as well, and like give people a break from their own mind and be like, yo, you're like not alone. Like the same thoughts that you have, I have. Like you can change and like morph into your own God, so to say.
I think that
Yeah.
parallels really nicely with what you said earlier about, uniqueness. If you try to strive for a certain outcome, it can fail oftentimes, but if you just are yourself, you do offer something really unique, like as your own person, as your own artist. I think like some of those artists that you mentioned do that very well just through their music.
Yeah.
It's they offer a whole. It's hard to say. It's like an emotional vibe and also just like a perspective, like through everything. Like when you listen to it, it connects you to something in yourself that it can inspire you.
Facts. Like you don't even know this person, but you're like, you know what, bro? You're right. You just like keep trying for real.
Like, Juice is why was the spark that made us pull the trigger for Polyrhythmic. And her like wife and I were sitting on the couch, we were watching the documentary, and just that duality of like the moments of clarity when he was sober and like talking to kids and doing all this stuff, and then the other side where he wasn't well, and then just the aftermath. Everybody was just like the same thing that happened with Chester, the same thing that happened with Mag, where you have like, his whole discography was, I'm going to die young and I'm not well, but I'm doing all this for all these other people. And then when they do die, there's just like, what?
I would have
And-
never thought.
And just that, like, how can we build off of their
Mhm.
legacy for other stuff? So it's
I'm glad you resonate.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. For me, that was X. He was a very completely different dude when he like first started music. He was all angry and stuff, and then towards the end of his life, he was just like more wholesome and just like healing energy. And I thought that was really cool. Like people can change. Like I used to be not the best person. Like I would just do things that just wasn't good for me or the people around me, and I thought it was cool. And I was just like slowly eating away at myself, and then I saw the change that he was going through, and like metamorphosis, like a little butterfly, like that type of thing, and it was really cool. I was like, yo, I can do that. I'm gonna do that, like that type of thing. And a lot of people are convinced that like they can't change or things don't get better, and they're just like so negative and like hard on themselves about things. And I want to remind people that that's not the case. Like even Mac and Juice and like everybody was all about that too. Yeah.
Are you Opie?
What did your question start off as? Was it like
Yeah, what made you
what made you? Okay, yeah, oh yeah. I don't know. Well,
anime backstory?
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Time to explain the hero's journey. I don't know. I started off with okay. So I have a sister who's like 16 and a half years older than me, and I was born in 2002. So that was like peak Jay-Z. Kanye was just coming out. Super into rap music. Like she was a city kid, so she was just like fucking with rap super heavy. And she used to blast music because my mom used to do it. So she would blast music. I have a strong feeling that shit just went through the walls all the time, like when I was there. Because like when you're 1 and 2, you don't like have vivid memories. But I just like know. And then also, like my dad never really like my parents were never together, so like he would always live like 30 minutes away, and he'd come pick me up all the time to like hang out with me. And when he did, he would just have like the freshest music on his car, like hip hop, like R&B, like he was fucking with house music before like anybody was fucking with house music, like just some really cool shit. Like he was just a cool fucking cat. And when I was growing up, like I remember I saw Lil Wayne for the first time, and I was like, oh my god, that's the coolest person I've ever seen in my life. Like that is the coolest looking human being I think I've ever seen. Like I just want to be that. And like it's synchronized with my love for music and shit. Like I always just have like I don't know, I've always just had it in me. Like I've just had like this white ball in my chest, and it's just like every time I like connect with music, it's just like I feel it. So I don't know. It's just kind of like me growing up, with this white ball in my chest. It's just like it's just who I am, and I'm kind of figuring out more about that. Like the more I get older, and the more I make mistakes, like what makes me and what I make of life. You know what I'm saying? Like you really do make your own reality. And Joey Badass has said this in an interview. He said that like where you are now is a reflection of your past thoughts. So it's like it's like trying to put in like effort and energy, not even just like effort, not even just trying, but like really like actually like giving a shot at like meditating and just like drinking water, like trying to get to bed at a somewhat decent hour, trying to wake up not at like noon, that type of stuff. So just like that's just it's like you're always evolving, like what makes you doesn't like define you, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm definitely becoming somebody that I never really thought I would be, just because like of how life has just happened, just how things have gone. So I don't know, bro. I'm just musician, artist, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm open.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Do you have any kind of like intention or anything that you want to accomplish with your music? Like how JB mentioned, connecting with people the same way that artists connected with her as she listened to her
Definitely.
music.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you want to channel into your music?
100%, man. Like I just really want to like motivate people, like I've always like I used to think like who do I like represent, like because I never really felt like I fit in anywhere. I always felt like I just never really quite fit in, no matter who you put me in a circle with. Didn't really matter. So I was like, man, I feel like I represent the kids that fell through the cracks. That's really like what I started to like represent, like kids that like had a shot but just didn't really have any good role models or influences around them, and just let them fall, not become the highest version of themselves. Like if like so for me, yeah, definitely want to like motivate, inspire people. You know, like that's a huge thing. Like even if you don't really love my music like how I love it, like if you just listen to me like an interview or like on a podcast or something, just saying something you resonate with it, then that's just like, you know what I mean? Like little things like that matter. And I just want to show people that you can follow your dreams and you really can. Like if you can see it, if you can think it, then it can be real. Like putting in the work, you don't really know what that looks like every step of the way, which is fine. But like if you're like in a forest, you just got to take it one step at a time. You can't think about what it's going to look like when you're out. You know what I mean? So like I'm always trying to just spark like inspiration, creativity. Tupac had a really good quote. He said that like I might not be like the best or like the craziest motherfucker, but like I'll spark the mind of somebody who is. You know what I'm saying? So it's
That
like,
part.
yeah, so it's like, that's just, you know, sparking creativity, sparking inspiration, trying to have like a positive message, you know, like trying to focus on like mental wellness, you know what I mean? Like, just like mindfulness is the word I'm looking for. Just like some mindfulness, you know, it doesn't always have to be like this like crazy, like fucking yoga pose, but like just like a state of mind that you can like try and attain. It's just like, I don't know. I feel like the more I evolve, the more I'll show that to people. But I also, at the same time, like, I want to be like, you know what I mean? I just want to be really inspirational, influential, and I want to go all around the world and like do music and like kill shows. I just think that'd be the dopest way to like expand energy and like share with people. Because like, if for me, even at the shows that I'm doing, they got like 10, 15, 20 people. Like, we work with each other. You know what I mean? Especially at my last show, like that Jailphone was also at, my bad, but like I remember just like having some people in there that knew the lyrics, and we were like going back and forth, and it's just lit, bro. It's just a whole different energy. So like I'm thinking, if I had like 100,000 people in front of me, then it would be like, if they knew the lyrics, if they resonate with it, you know, like just trying to be there for people. I can't know everybody. Like if like Jay-Z doesn't know all his fans, you know what I mean? Like there's just so many of them. But like if I can make a positive impact, like that would really like that would just mean something to me. I just want to be like a good person at the end of the day. But I'm not all the time. Like definitely have to check myself. I'm not like an angel by any means. It's like you're gonna see me fuck up, and it's gonna be embarrassing for everybody. like everybody's gonna get embarrassment. Everybody's gonna like. I'm gonna do some probably like dumb stuff, bro. Like I don't even know. Like probably some dumbass shit along the way, but like falling down, getting back up. That's what freestyling is. You know, it's just falling and getting back up. Showing people that like you do, like that doesn't define you. You know, just trying to be a good role model in a sense. Some that I never had. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
While being the dopest rapper of all time. That's
Which must be so difficult in a sense where like I guess it kind of just depends on like what umbrella of rap, but there's just like there's one hand there's that expectation of you gotta be hard, can't feel shit, you gotta
Yeah.
like
yeah, for sure.
and then you have like say on one hand I'm just thinking of just like the lyrical brilliance of the Beings, Juice World, Lil Wayne, and then also just the impact their lifestyles must have taken on their bodies, bank account / legal fees,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and those other things, and just that like I don't know how I know you were already kind of leaning into this, but how much of a protective factor is that valuing yourself as a person over the artist image?
Like how I protect that image.
Or like how is your value of yourself and authenticity a protective factor as you're kind of diving into the music world where there's a lot of like you gotta like pull a Justin Bieber and spray paint penguins. I'm just thinking of all the different celebrities back when they were younger and wilding out before they
Yeah.
showed out.
Definitely a huge, huge thing. The music industry overall, I feel like any industry you go into overall is going to view you as an asset, not a human. Like they're gonna be like, oh, you are dollar sign. Like
For
I don't care
sure.
about your feelings or your health or none of that. You
For
give
sure.
me money type of a thing. Which is like what you were saying earlier. It's like now day and age is like everything is so interconnected, and you can like really just make your own platform, which is like brand new, basically. Brand new. It's definitely a huge factor. protecting it is a whole different thing. Because people are going to come at you like, hey, I'll give you this much to do this. Like, it look good, but it's like, is that really me for real? Like, is that what's going to make me happy? It'll make my wallet happy, sure. But money is just paper. It's just material. It's like a 3D thing. Like, it's not going to come with you or anything. No matter how much money you get, it's not going to fill this right here or fuel this right here. So it's like, yeah, protecting it is a very different thing. What do you think?
I mean, like, protecting yourself. Yeah, I mean, like, I think it's easier for someone to answer that doesn't have clout. Like, what I mean by that is, like, if you're really, like, in LA or you're really getting, like, it, like, when you're really seeing it, when you're really seeing, like, money for the first time, when you're really seeing these all glass houses with the all white interior and the foreigns outside, like, it's easy to get an ego. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, really what it comes down to, kind of relaying back to my earlier message about just, like, the mindfulness thing, is just, like, being in check of yourself. You know what I mean? You're the only one that can truly check yourself. So, like, for me right now, like, just trying to make sure that my head is on my shoulders, like, that foundation is strong, so that if I do see the crazy cars with the crazy girls, with the crazy curve and the crazy state and the good temperature and the fucking, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, the king size mattress, whatever, like, just all that, like, I'll be able to handle it more. So it really, like, and that's advice that anybody can take, no matter if you're an artist or if you're, like, an accountant. It doesn't matter. Like, just trying to be, like, a better version of yourself is something that any and everybody can, like, benefit from. So I don't know. That's, yeah, just, like, you know, it looks different for everybody, but, like, I think a good way to start is just, like, breathing or whatever you do, you know, just make it easy. You know, almost make it too easy if you're gonna start it. Like, if you're going to the gym, be like, all right, bro, one machine. All right, I can do that one machine. Yeah, and then maybe you do two, but you already did the one, so it's like, you know, just, like, trying to challenge yourself in little ways, make life a little bit more tolerable.
Yeah.
That's a deep question. That's pretty deep. Yeah, knowing yourself, grounding with yourself, taking care of yourself, that type of thing.
It's a lot, and like, I had to take a lot of accountability for where I ended up. You know what I'm saying? Just, like, in life and shit. Like, where I ended up really, like, sure, there was like, you know, with the whole role model thing, yeah, I didn't really have people there for me, like, how I needed them to be there for me. But, like, at the end of the day, like, you know, it really comes down to me. And, like, trying to make sure I'm, like, strong mentally or whatever. It just, like, it gives me a stronger sense of self. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Stronger sense of self. You're able to move differently. You know what I'm saying? You're able to feel more confident when you walk outside, just that type of stuff, not getting in your head about, like, what everybody's thinking, you know? It's, like, it definitely happens. It still happens. But, like, just trying to be aware of it, you know, little things like that. It all really relates back to mindfulness. Like, mental health is such a big conversation, but that's really what it boils down to at the end of the day. Is, like, are you enjoying the moment, you know? Are you enjoying the moment? Are you enjoying the present? And if you're not, then, like, don't make it complicated. Just, like, you know, there's no one-size-fits-all answer for happiness. There's no, like, this is going to make you happy, you know, like, but, you know, there's things that you can do, and you have to kind of find that yourself. That's the journey that you go on. So really how you protect yourself is you look within and you go on a journey. You don't know when it's going to end. You don't know what the destination is going to look like. I read this book called The Alchemist, and this dude, like, was, like, a sheep farmer or something, and then he went out to the pyramids of Egypt and, like, fucking saw the pyramids and then found out that, like, the treasure or whatever was back at home, you know? It's like you don't need to, like, go to the Sahara Desert and, like, find an oasis to find yourself. You know what I mean?
Very true.
Yeah. It's a big conversation. It's a big topic, but it's the truth, and that's how you really protect yourself, no matter what you're doing in life. It could be artistry. It could be fucking plumbing. Yeah.
Fucking plumbing. Yes. Very true.
Yeah.
What good is all the riches or all the status if you're not happy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Very true.
It's that, I think it was, like, this year where it's kind of, like, in that, finding myself in that grind of just, like, we got to do this, we got to go up, we got to go up, and then you realize, okay, so my entire life I've just been listening to people, everybody in my playlist is pretty much, I'm rich now, I'm playing all these shows, I'm doing all this stuff, and I'm still miserable. Why am I racing towards this?
Right?
It's like,
No, for real.
all, like, the countries trying to, like, invade Russia during the winter and, like, the history books where it's just like, it's okay, I'll be different. Freezes to death. where like I think it was I don't know if you know Ash Nico.
A little bit.
Name sounds familiar.
Yeah,
but-
Yeah, she's like hyper pop, kind of hip hop vibes, but she had this song that was like an acoustic after she hadn't released anything for a while. It was just called like Panic Attacks in Paradise, and it was like just how like I finally got you everything, and like I just can't function.
Mm-hmm.
And she just kind of stopped for a while, and she's back on tour, which I'm thankful for, and hoping that she's in a better mental state
Right.
to handle this tour.
Right.
But it was just like this. Whoa, just live life.
Right. I think that's a big thing too. Is a lot of people would be like you said, like chasing something, and it's like at that point when you're chasing something, you're putting something ahead of yourself. Like you need to put yourself, in the front caboose, like a train almost. Like if the front thing that is pulling all of your existence is like, I need this. It's like once you get to that place, it's just like, okay, now what? But if you put the caboose, the thing pulling your engine, like all of that, like happiness and like serenity and peace, and like that's what your drive is, I think then you'll be like more accepting of what the stuff is. Yeah. Because maybe that's the thing. Maybe a lot of those artists that they were chasing something and they weren't chasing, what the heart wants for real. They're just chasing a bag type of a thing. Yeah. It's kind of like survival mode versus creative mode, that type of a thing. Yeah. Interesting.
It's been awesome.
Right? Yeah, you guys are cool.
Let's see. This part is optional, but you guys down to either do a cappella, a freestyle, anything like that?
I'm down.
I'm down.
Okay.
I'm down. Are you
Let's
gonna
do
do it with us? Just us.
Ooh,
Oh,
that's the
You guys are the
question.
guests.
That's
Right.
true.
That is
Yeah,
true.
we're the guests, I guess. Yeah.
We will step out of the way, and
We just start now. we can do that.
I can edit out the awkward pause so it looks like you're just getting it.
Word.
All right, yeah. I feel like you guys should be involved somehow. You should give us some words or like. Give
Oh,
us some
are we
topics.
doing a true
We can do that.
freestyle?
We can do a
We can
true
do that.
freestyle. Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever.
Who's starting off?
Shit.
Ooh.
I mean, flip a coin.
Ooh, let me stand up.
Let's see. I know. I'm not going to flip a coin, but I'm going to do this. Let's see. This is...
It's got two sides to it.
It has two sides. We're going to flip this piece of paper.
All right.
M or barcode?
I'll take the barcode.
I'll
Okay.
take the L.
It flew down so naturally. Okay, word.
Okay.
All right.
I mean, I can start with word. We could do. Dang. the
Dreads.
Pressure is on. Dreads. I got dreads. Thoughts up in my head.
Yeah.
Make it easier. Maybe not when I go to bed.
Yeah.
Man, this shit is different.
Mm.
I don't know, really tripping.
Mm.
Man, I'm in my mind. Might as well escape, go to pimping.
Oh.
Scotty say pimping.
Yeah.
What the fuck is pimping?
Yeah.
I'm in this shit recycling words like I'm a magician.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh, God.
Well done.
3-point shot.
Thank you.
3-point
You know.
shot. Yeah. That was impressive.
Type shit.
I don't think I can fuck with
Yo, you can fucks with that. What do you mean?
that. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. You got a word for me?
I got a
Topic?
word.
Anything.
Gus, do you have a word?
How
Do you have a
about,
word, sir?
Or just something.
Serenity.
Oh man. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Working on my breath work, trying to reach serenity. I keep my friends closer, but there's only room for enemies. Oh, they want to talk to me, and they want to get next to me, but there is not no seat. Really, it's just me. I be in that 612. I go to 213. Yeah. Do a show, love Russell, and he's standing next to me. Yeah. I just manifested. My mind is a weapon. If my voice was dead, then I'm protected. Yeah, this shit no host. Dripping like no coaster. I'm from Minnesota. Money cold like polar. Know what I've been on? I swear to God, no, it's all about. I'm smoking on that Doge like I'm Dodge. Okay. Oh, she coming over, I ain't dodging that. Yeah, I hit that shit from the back and made that shit a plot. All they talking to me like that, I'm like, oh my God. I be at these shows, I be in them cars, I be outside on Hollywood Boulevard. Oh, she talking to me like she would go far. But if it wasn't for some money, we would not be talking. Trying to reach serenity before I reach that coffin. Thinking about myself so much, I don't know why I'm talking. Every day I wake up, I just get to that bag and cough it up. Yeah, cough it up. Went into the plug and got 20 times a dub. I just made some money and that shit came through like love. All they want to talk to me, but I don't talk too much.
They just wrote a whole song. Okay. That was fire.
Appreciate you.
Talking about, I can't do this.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess.
That was tight.
Yeah.
For real. You just wrote a whole song. Okay. Melody and everything.
Appreciate
that was
you.
tight.
Shout out to Juice WRLD. Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Shout out to Juice WRLD.
Man. R.I.P. Juice. R.I.P. all the artists. I wonder if they just heard my back crack. For like, ugh.
This was awesome. Thank you guys for coming out.
Yeah,
Thank you for having
Yeah.
us.
for sure.
We can either call it, or if you want to spit like one of the favorite songs you've written, you can do that, or whatever you're feeling.
Oh man, I don't remember all my lyrics, bro. Hold on. I don't remember all.
Pull it out the vault.
Yeah, pull it
Yeah.
out the think tank.
The think tank.
Yeah.
I got this song, Big Slants. Yeah. Should I do it, Tom?
I think you should. I think you have to.
I'm gonna grab my phone for this.
I think you have.
Come back to me tenfold. No weapon against me will prosper. She wanna be me so bad. Imposter. Bitch, I'm a big slant on the roster. Smoking on cookie, big pan. Eating these cookies like big sand. She got big boobies like implants. Like that. And it go 4x4 easily. Ate that. I don't be going to kickbacks. I don't know nothing about setbacks. I just got the new motherfucking Westpac. That's why I'm big slant. Smoking on cookies, big pan. Oh God, that's how it go. For real, big slant.
Excellent.
Indeed.
Yeah.
And I remember when I was writing it, I'm like eating cookies like Big Scent. Like I was just really munching on cookies. I was just like, you know what? Put that in the song too.
Yeah.
Like I'm smoking on cookies in big pants because I don't want to be uncomfortable. You know, big sweatpants. You feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, let's mention on cookies like
Munching on cookies like Big Sant. Like
Santa.
Santa Claus. You feel
Okay,
me?
yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like,
Yeah.
that was
Big Santa.
that was
Oh
dope.
God.
Because Santa's big.
Yeah.
It's a
He don't be
big,
eating
big,
cookies.
big person. Big Santa. Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Man, no, I love that song. It's very Riz worthy. Indeed. It will be on Genius one day.
Yeah. Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz. Bro.
Can people find you guys?
Shoot. You can find me on Instagram, SoundCloud. I love Instagram. I'm gonna be on there most. Find me at Jailphone, JAILPHONE, JAILPHONE at Instagram and SoundCloud.
Yeah. I go by OB, capital O, capital B, no spaces. Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple Music, Pandora, whatever you use, I'm on it. As far as like social medias go, Instagram's the best one. That's ob.bands with an S, not a Z. So ob.bands. And yeah, I got a link tree in there, so you can kind of just like find everything about me through the gram. So if you fucking with the vision, then definitely hit up the gram.